This is the story of a young girl named Anne. Anne was an orphan. Her parents died when she was just a little child. Since then, life has not been easy for her. She lived all alone in the small hut her parents left behind. There was no one to support her, no one to care for her. She had to learn how to survive on her own. Anne grew up hustling, working hard just to feed herself and keep going. She would do small jobs in the village, fetching firewood, helping people clean their compounds, or assisting traders at the market. She never complained. She just kept going, with quiet strength in her heart. Anne was very reserved. She didn't talk much or mix with too many people. Many men tried to approach her. Some wanted to deceive her with sweet words. Others tried to take advantage of her situation. But Anne was wise. She didn't fall for their tricks. She had made a promise to herself, a strong vow. She would never defile herself. She would keep herself pure until she got married. She believed in love and wanted to wait for the right man who would truly value and respect her. Anne was not just a good girl, she was also very beautiful. Her beauty was natural and radiant. Whenever she walked through the village, people would stop and stare. Men, especially, would turn their heads amazed by her glowing beauty. Some would whisper prayers, thanking God for creating someone so lovely. But Anne's beauty was not just on the outside, she was also beautiful inside. She was kind, humble, and gentle. She hardly ever got angry, and she never insulted people. Even when someone spoke harshly to her, she responded with calmness and grace. She treated everyone with love, the young and the old. She helped elders carry their loads, fetched water for them, and even cleaned for some of them. Many old women and men in the village loved her dearly. After she helped them, they would hold her hands, look into her eyes, and bless her with prayers. They saw in her a good heart, one that was rare to find. Anne lived a quiet life, but her soul shone brightly. Though she had no family left, the village slowly began to notice her goodness. And little did Anne know, something big was about to happen in her life, something that would change her story forever. One quiet evening, Anne sat alone inside her small hut. The room was silent, except for the sound of crickets outside and the wind blowing softly through the cracks in the wooden walls. She looked around her little home. It was old and empty, but it had kept her safe for years. Still, she knew deep in her heart that she couldn't continue living like this. "I need to do something," she whispered to herself. "I can't keep waiting for things to change on their own." She sat on her mat, thinking deeply. Life had been so hard. But she had come this far, surviving without parents, without help. She believed that if she didn't give up, things could change for the better. With her head bowed, she closed her eyes and said a soft prayer. "Dear God, please help me. I want to find a good job, a job that can help me take care of myself. I'm tired of struggling. Please show me a way out." The next morning, Anne woke up early and cleaned up as usual. She didn't know exactly where she was going, but she decided to walk around the town and try her luck. She told herself, "Even if I don't find anything today, I will keep trying until I succeed." As she walked under the hot sun, her feet tired and dusty, she looked around for any job posters or signs. Her stomach growled from hunger, but she ignored it. Her focus was strong. Then, just as she was about to turn around and go home, something caught her eye. On a tall white gate of a mansion, there was a bright notice board. It read, "Nanny needed, apply inside, good pay, meals and room included." Anne stopped in her tracks. Her heart began to beat faster. The house was beautiful and huge, clearly the home of someone very rich. She looked at the gate, then at her own clothes, simple and worn out. Doubt slowly crept into her heart. "Can someone like me work here?" she asked herself. "I have no connections, no fancy clothes, I'm just a poor orphan girl with nothing. Will they even look at me twice?" She stood there for a long moment, thinking. Then she shook her head and wiped a tear from the corner of her eye. "No," she whispered. "I can't let fear stop me. I'll go there tomorrow and give it a try. If they say no, it won't be the end. I won't give up. I will keep searching until something good happens." That night, Anne couldn't sleep. She kept wondering what kind of people lived in that house. Were they kind or harsh? Would they care about her background or just see her heart? She had no one to guide her, no fancy papers or certificates, but she had honesty, humility, and a willing heart. She woke up early the next day, wore her neatest dress, even though it was old, and brushed her hair gently. She looked at herself in a small cracked mirror and smiled softly. Today might be the beginning of something new, she told herself. I will walk in with confidence and let God do the rest. With faith in her heart, Anne stepped out of her small hut and began the walk to the mansion. Her journey had not been easy, but this was her chance to turn a page. Whether she got the job or not, she knew one thing for sure. She would never stop trying. Little did Anne know, the house behind that gate held not only a job opportunity, but a surprise that would change her life forever. The next morning, dark clouds covered the sky. Rain started to fall, but Anne didn't let that stop her. She wrapped herself in an old shawl and stepped out into the cold, wet streets. Her clothes were soaked, and her feet splashed through puddles, but she kept walking. Her heart was full of hope. Today, she was going to the billionaire's mansion to apply for the nanny job. As she walked, something caught her attention. Just by the roadside, under the pouring rain, sat an old woman. She had no umbrella, no shelter, nothing to cover her frail body. People walked past her, ignoring her, but Anne couldn't do that. Her heart ached at the sight. Anne quickly ran to the woman. "Please, ma, come with me," she begged. "You'll get sick out here. Let me take you to my house." The old woman looked up slowly and smiled faintly. Without another word, she stood up and followed Anne. When they reached Anne's tiny hut, Anne gave the old woman a dry wrapper and helped her change into warm clothes. She gave her a small mat to lie on and said, "Please rest, ma. I was on my way to a mansion to apply for a nanny job, but I had to help you first. I'm just an orphan, and I've been struggling for a long time. I didn't want to leave you out in the rain." The old woman looked at Anne with soft, tearful eyes. She gently took Anne's hand and said, "My child, sit down. I need to tell you something important." Anne sat down, confused. What could the old woman possibly want to say? Then the woman smiled and said, "I am the billionaire. The mansion you were going to today, it's mine. I sat under the rain today, not because I was helpless, but because I was searching. I was testing to see if there's still kindness left in this world. I have no child. My husband died and left me all his wealth, but I've been lonely ever since. I prayed to God this morning, asking him to send me someone I could love like my own child. And then you came." Anne's eyes widened in shock. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. "Me?" she asked, trembling. "You want me to be your daughter?" "Yes," the woman replied, smiling. "You are the answer to my prayers. Please be my daughter. Let me give you the life you deserve." Tears rolled down Anne's cheeks. She fell to her knees and thanked the old woman, and thanked God over and over again. She accepted with joy in her heart. The old woman took Anne to her mansion that very day. It was like a dream. Tall golden gates, beautiful gardens, shining floors, and maids everywhere. But now, Anne wasn't there as a worker. She was the daughter of the house. She was given beautiful clothes, her own room, and everything she ever lacked in her life. More than that, she found love, safety, and happiness. She and the old woman became like mother and daughter. They laughed together, shared stories, and filled each other's lives with joy. Anne never forgot where she came from, and she never changed her kind heart. She continued to help people and remained humble. The village people were amazed by her transformation, but even more amazed by her goodness. Moral lessons. 1. Kindness never goes unnoticed. Even a small act of compassion can change your life forever. 2. Don't judge by appearance. The old woman looked poor, but she held great wealth and a bigger blessing. 3. Never give up. Anne's journey was hard, but her determination and good heart led her to a miracle. 4. Help others, even when you are in need. True character is shown when we still choose to love and serve others during our struggles. Thank you message. Thank you so much for watching this beautiful story of Anne's journey from pain to purpose. If you were touched by this story, please subscribe to my channel, like, and share with your friends and family. More inspiring and emotional stories are coming your way. Don't forget to stick around because the next story might just speak to your heart. God bless you, and thank you for your support.